Mrs. R here. Today I'm going to be doing your writing assignment with you. So I want you to go ahead and go to your packet, and I want you to find Thursday. And in Thursday's packet, you will see a story, Trash to Treasure, and another story is attached to it. You should have a blue paper that kind of outlines the writing, a checklist that you can use, and then the place where we want you to write it. So go ahead and find this. We're going to be going through all of these together. I'm not going to be going through the questions and answers, but I am going to be doing the writing portion, and so you will need the two stories in this packet. The other thing I want you to get before we begin is a highlighter. If you don't have a highlighter, that's okay. Maybe a crayon or a colored pencil. And then I want you to get your pencil. I'm going to use pen so you can see it, but I want you to use pencil. I want you to have two different colors if you can. That's why we need the highlighter, because we're going to go through and mark up our paper. All right, let's get to work. Okay, so now that you have your packet and your highlighter and your pencil, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take this top sheet off. I'm going to rip it off. I'm going to set it to the side. We don't need this. I have my story, two stories with questions. Boys and girls, you can either answer the questions before you do the writing, or after we're done doing the writing together, go ahead and fill in the questions. And the questions I'm talking about are these questions attached to the story. You can go ahead and do those after. What I am going to do is I'm going to pull this whole packet. Can you see that? I'm going to rip that off. Okay. We're going to need, and there's a stapler. Take out the staple. Not the stapler, the staple. I'm losing my mind, I tell ya. Okay, so now I have my stories free of the staple. I need this blue sheet because this is going to direct us when we go to our writing. So I'm going to pull this off. This is a really great checklist that you're going to use in a minute. So I'm going to put this to the side. And here is my writing that once we get to the writing portion, we're going to use this. So I'm also going to put this to the side. If you take out your blue sheet, let's look at the top. It says, how can trash be a problem for Earth? Well, you're going to need to put that in your words, and I'm going to walk you through that in a minute. We're going to need to check off one piece of text evidence that says how trash can be a problem. It doesn't need to be a quote. The story said trash could be a problem because, ooh, this is a sentence starter here. So I'm going to go ahead and use this when I get to my writing. I want to go back up to text evidence for a second. In fact, I'm going to underline it. Text evidence is really important because text evidence shows us or supports what we're saying. So if I said, how do you know that Mrs. R likes coffee? You could tell me all of the things that I do that shows you that I like coffee, right? Like every morning I have a cup of coffee in my hand. I tell you that I like coffee. I make funny noises when I drink coffee, like, this is so good. All of those things are evidence that Mrs. R likes coffee. And that's what we're trying to do here in our story. Let's go down to 3. How can kids help fix the problem? Ooh, that's a good one. In your own words. And one piece of text evidence that says how kids can fix the problem. The story told us that kids can help fix the problem by, okay, so we're going to go through and we're going to read this story, and I want us to look for two different pieces. We're going to look for one piece of evidence that says how trash can be a problem. So anytime in the story that we see how trash can be a problem, we're going to go ahead and highlight it. And the other thing we're looking for is how kids can fix the problem. So I'm looking for two things when I go back and read my story. I'm looking for how trash can be a problem, and then I'm also looking for how kids can fix the problem. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to take out my trash to treasure. Would you take out your trash to treasure now? And I want you to have your highlighter or whatever you're going to use to mark up your paper. Again, we are being researchers, we're being detectives, and I'm looking for those two things. I'm looking for how trash can be a problem and how kids can fix the problem. Okay, I'm going to go through and read this. I want you to read along with me, and anytime we get to a part that it says how trash can be a problem, we're going to highlight it. Or how kids can fix the problem, we're going to highlight it. Okay, here we go. Trash to treasure. I want to talk about trash, said Miss Mackey to her art class. The children were surprised. What did trash have to do with art? Okay, does this have anything to do with how trash can be a problem or how kids can fix the problem? No, it doesn't. So I'm not going to highlight anything in that section. Here we go. Let's keep reading. People make too much trash every day, said Miss Mackey. We can help. We can find new ways to use old things. We can keep them from becoming trash. Okay, does this have to do with how trash can be a problem? Well, they don't really tell me how trash can be a problem, so we're not going to highlight anything for there. But does it tell me how kids can fix the problem? Yeah, it says that you can help. You can find new ways to use old things. You can keep them from becoming trash. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. If you're not using a highlighter, you could underline that sentence as well. Because this, boys and girls, is text evidence that tells me how kids can help fix the problem of trash. You can help fix the problem of trash by using old things and actually preventing them from becoming trash. Very good. So now we have our text evidence for how kids can fix the problem. We still need to find how trash can be a problem though. So let's keep reading. Miss Mackey wanted to have a trash to treasure sale. The class would work with old things from the art room. They would make new things to sell. Our sale will help us clean the closets, said Miss Mackey. It will also help keep things from becoming trash. Okay, freeze. Does this paragraph tell me how trash can be a problem? Not really, so I'm not going to highlight anything for that. Does it tell me how kids can fix the problem? Yeah, it does, but it doesn't really tell me anything new. Everything that it says in here is saying exactly what we highlighted up here, so we're not going to highlight anything in this section. Okay, let's keep reading. Miss Mackey put the kids in groups. She gave Tim's group glue and a stack of paper scraps. She also gave them empty cans and jars. You can make pencil holders, said Miss Mackey. You can decorate them by covering them with paper. Okay, freeze. Does this paragraph tell me how trash can be a problem? Not really. Does it tell me how kids can fix the problem? Yeah, it does. It gives me an example. So if you want to highlight, you can make pencil holders and you can decorate them covered in paper, you can. I feel like this explains a lot of what's going in here, so I'm personally not going to highlight it. All right, let's go to the last paragraph. Miss Mackey gave Cindy's group old rulers and a bag of broken crayons. You can make picture frames. I will help you glue the rulers together to make a square. You can glue crayon pieces on your frames to decorate them. Does this tell me how trash can be a problem? Not really. Does this tell me how kids can fix the problem? Kind of, yeah, it's giving me an example. Again, I'm not going to highlight because I've highlighted up here that basically is explaining what this is down here. Okay, let's go to the back side. Here we go, let's keep reading. Miss Mackey gave Ari's group old posters. She also gave them ribbon and a tool called a hole punch. You can make gift bags, said Miss Mackey. Cut pieces from the posters. Write the words to and from on the plain side. Then punch a hole in the tag and tie on a ribbon. What a great idea. Does this tell me how trash can be a problem? No. Does this tell me how kids can fix the problem? Yes, but I'm not going to highlight anything because they're just finding new ways to use old things. Let's keep reading. Miss Mackey gave Nina's group paper towel tubes. She also gave them some string, peanut butter, and birdseed. You can make bird feeder, said Miss Mackey. Use the string to make a hanger for the feeder. Spread sticky peanut butter on the tubes. Then roll the tubes in birdseed. Oof, I'd love it if one of you could try that at home. That's awesome. Does this tell me how trash can be a problem? Not really. Does this tell me how kids can fix the problem? Yeah, it's giving me an example, but it's also showing me how you can just reuse old things, so I'm not going to highlight. Let's keep going. The kids worked the whole week to make things for the sale. Miss Mackey invited their parents to come shop. All the moms and dads were proud of the class. Some parents even said they planned to have their own trash to treasure sale. Yay, that's awesome. Does this paragraph show me how trash can be a problem? Not really. Does this show me how kids can fix the problem? Yeah, kind of. It's showing how they used old things and repurpose them. But I'm not going to highlight anything new, so let's keep going. The next week, Miss Mackey surprised her class once again. She bought a tree with the money from the sale. I wanted to do something nice for Earth with the money, Miss Mackey said. The kids helped her plant the tree right in front of the school. Isn't that awesome? All right, down here, does this tell me how trash can be a problem? Not really. Does this tell me how you can fix the problem? No, but a good example would be planting new trees, right? But let's keep what we have, which is really great. This is text evidence telling us how we as kids can fix the problem. Okay, let's go ahead to our next story because we have to answer for both stories. So here's my trash to treasure. That was the back. You're gonna need to answer these questions on your own based on that story. And I want you to go until you find the story doing our part. Now I wanna review with you. Remember, in our writing assignment, we need to answer how trash can be a problem. We don't have any text evidence for that yet, so we need to find some. We also need to tell how kids can fix the problem, and we have a great text evidence that we highlighted from the first story. So these are what we're looking for as we're reading through this story. All right, will you read with me as I'm reading out loud? Doing our part. Molly and her dad were driving to the park. Molly was going to play with her friends. Molly looked out the window as she rode in the car. There was trash beside the road, and the air did not look clear. It made Molly unhappy. Okay, does this tell me how trash can be a problem? If you said maybe, I think you're right. This sentence where it says there was trash beside the road and the air did not look clear, I'm thinking that the air didn't look clear because there was trash. But does it say that? Not exactly, but let's highlight it or underline it because we might find another sentence that helps us. So let's go ahead and say there was trash beside the road and the air did not look clear. Does this tell me how kids can fix the problem? No, it doesn't. Okay, let's keep reading. Our planet is in trouble, Molly told her dad. Look how many people throw trash out of their cars. The air looks dirty too. Okay, does this tell me how trash can be a problem? Yeah, it does. It says that our planet's in trouble and people are throwing trash out of their cars and the air looks dirty. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna highlight. If you don't have a highlighter, go ahead and underline it because this, boys and girls, is telling us how trash can be a problem. Does this tell me how we can help? No. Okay, let's keep reading. Our planet has other problems also, said Mr. Larson. People cut down a lot of trees. There is no place for some animals to live because the forests are slowly going away. Okay, freeze. Does this tell me how trash can be a problem? I want you to think, I'm talking about trash. This tells me about people cutting down trees and how that's a problem because the animals have nowhere to live, but this does not talk about trash. So I'm not going to highlight anything in this paragraph because it's not talking about trash. This also doesn't tell me anything about how kids can fix the problem, so I'm just going to leave this open and empty. Okay, let's keep reading. Molly thought about the deer in her backyard. She liked to watch them. It made her sad to think that she might not see them someday. Is there something we can do to help Earth? Molly asked. Okay, does this tell me how trash can be a problem? Trash specifically. No, it doesn't. It talks about the deer in her backyard. And does this tell me how kids can fix the problem? No, she brings it up, but it doesn't tell us how. So let's keep reading. There are things we can do to help, Mr. Larson answered. We can practice conservation. What is conservation? Asked Molly. There are things in nature that people need, Mr. Larson said. We need water to drink and air to breathe. Conservation is keeping these things safe. Okay, does this tell me right here how trash can be a problem? No, it doesn't. Does anything in here tell me what we could do to fix the problem? Yeah, Mr. Larson says that we can practice conservation. So let's go ahead and let's underline or highlight right here. All right, everybody, let's keep reading. I could save water. I can turn off the water while I am brushing my teeth and take shorter showers, said Molly. Okay, is this how trash can be a problem? No. Is this how kids can fix the problem? Yeah, you can save water. All right, let's keep reading. Did you know that our family is practicing conservation at home? Asked Mr. Larson. We recycle paper, bottles, and cans. Okay, does this tell me how trash can be a problem? No. Does this tell me how kids can fix the problem? Yeah, you can recycle paper, bottles, and cans. So we're gonna go ahead and highlight this. This is great text evidence for how kids can fix the problem. All right, let's keep reading. Molly thought about what a clean planet would look like. All the oceans and streams would be pure and clean. People would have fresh air to breathe. Then people and animals would be able to share a clean and safe planet. All right, does this paragraph tell me how trash can be a problem? This one's kind of tricky because I think this does tell us how trash can be a problem because it tells us what our planet would look like if there was no trash at all. So the oceans and streams would be pure and clean. That tells me that because there's trash, our oceans and streams are not pure and clean. And people would have fresh air to breathe, right? This tells me that with trash, there isn't fresh air. So what I'm going to highlight is I'm going to highlight all the oceans and streams would be pure and clean and people would have fresh air to breathe. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write a note here saying that if there was no trash. So this is telling me, okay, Mrs. R, when I go back, right, with trash, the oceans and streams, they're not clean. And with trash, people don't have fresh air. But if there's no trash, all of the oceans and streams would be pure and clean and people would have fresh air to breathe. Okay, let's keep reading. When Molly got to the park, she saw some trash on the ground. She had an idea to help Earth. Dad, I think you have some gloves in the trunk of the car, Molly said. May I use them to pick up that trash? It is one way that I can help Earth. All right, does this tell me how trash can be a problem? Kind of not. Does this tell me how kids could fix the problem? Yeah, what does she do? She picks up trash. So I'm going to underline, pick up that trash to remind me that Molly picked up the trash. All right, let's keep reading. We have a little time before we meet your friends, answered Mr. Larson. Let's pick up the trash together so we can both help Earth. All right, does this tell me anything new about how trash can be a problem or how kids can fix the problem? No, it doesn't, so I'm just gonna leave what I have. A reminder, you will need to answer these questions on your own. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to fold my booklet to the front. I'm going to take out my blue paper. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my writing paper. Okay, and we're gonna start to fill this in. If you look, boys and girls, the very first box is how trash can be a problem for Earth. In your own words, how can trash be a problem? Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna start this for you. We're going to write trash, capital T because it's the beginning of a sentence. Trash can be a problem for Earth, and Earth is capitalized because it's a proper noun. Trash can be a problem for Earth because, and I want you to fill in the rest of this sentence. Maybe you're going to say trash can be a problem for Earth because it dirties the air. Trash can be a problem for Earth because you fill it in with your words based on what we just read. So go ahead, I'm gonna have you take a minute and I'm gonna have you fill in the rest of this sentence. Trash can be a problem for Earth because you fill it in. All right, after you filled in this first sentence, I'm gonna put a period somewhere, okay? Because you are going to put that part based on what you think, okay? We're gonna take out our blue sheet and we've done the first step. We talked about how can trash be a problem in our own words. Now it says one piece of text evidence that says how trash can be a problem. And look here, we have the sentence starter for you. I'm gonna underline this because I'm gonna write that, okay? So after my next sentence, I'm gonna start this sentence here. The story said trash could be a problem because, so I'm going to, let's see. There we go. Here's my period. I'm gonna start my new sentence, capital T. The story said trash could be a problem. I'm literally just copying this. And I'm gonna get such a good grade because I'm literally just copying this. The story said trash could be a problem because... Okay, now boys and girls, we need to go in and in our story, we need to find where we highlighted trash could be a problem. So I'm gonna pull out my story. This talks about how people can help. So I'm not gonna put that. And we don't have anything else highlighted. So now I'm gonna search my next story. Woo! And we have quite a few things highlighted. So I'm gonna focus in on this one. It says there was trash beside the road and the air did not look clear. Do you think that that's a problem? Does it say it in the story? Yeah. Does it say our planet's in trouble? Look how people threw trash out of the cars. The air looks dirty too. Yeah, we could go ahead and we could literally write this. So it says, the story said trash could be a problem because we found our text evidence. Because, who says this, boys and girls? Molly does. So we're going to use Molly in our sentence and we're going to capitalize Molly because she's a proper noun. So the story said trash could be a problem because Molly said the planet was in trouble, period. I'm going to start a new one, but this is all the same thought. There was trash. I'm literally using this text evidence. There was trash beside the road, comma, I'm literally using this. There was trash besides the road and the air did not look clear. There was trash besides the road and the air did not look clear. Period. All right, when you're done with that, go ahead and take your blue paper, and we've done number 2. We're cruising. All right, let's look at what box number 3 says. Number 3 says, how can kids help fix the problem? In your own words. Okay, so here we go. Kids, capital K, can help fix the problem by, okay, and then this is where you get to come up with it on your own. By what? Kids can help fix the problem by what? We read about a bunch of ideas. So go ahead and put your thoughts right here. All right, so now you've put your thought. Mrs. R is leaving it blank because I don't want you to use my thought. I want you to use your thought. But if I were to put a thought in here, of course I'd put a period. And then we're taking out our blue sheet and we are checking off box number 3. All right, here we go. Let's look at box number 4. One piece of text evidence that says how kids can fix the problem. Ooh, we've done this. We've done this. In fact, we've seen a lot of different text evidence. And there is also a sentence starter. The stories told us that kids can help fix the problem by... Okay, so let's start by writing that. We are literally writing this sentence starter on our paper. Go ahead and do that on yours as I'm going to do it on mine. Of course, capital T because it's the beginning of our sentence. The stories told us that kids can help fix the problem by... All right, and now this is where you get to use text evidence. So we found a lot of text evidence supporting how kids can help, okay? We learned that you can use conservation. And then they give us certain examples, like you could save water by turning off the water while you're brushing your teeth. You can recycle paper bottles and cans. You can pick up trash, right? In the first story we read, we found out that you can use old things, and that way you can help them from becoming trash. So I want you to choose one of those things that we highlighted and put it as your text evidence. I'm going to use this really fun word, conservation. So I'm going to say the stories told us that kids can help fix the problem by practicing conservation. Go ahead, write your text evidence as I write mine. All right, now go ahead and check off box number 4. Yay, we're almost done. Here we go. One summary sentence. Trash could be a potential problem for the earth, but we can help save our planet. Boys and girls, do you know what I think would be a great ending to this? Is if we use this from the story. We could say, if there was no trash, all the oceans and streams would be pure and clean, and people would have fresh air to breathe. Don't you think that would be a great ending? I'm gonna put that on mine. If you don't and you wanna write something else, go for it. There's also an example sentence here that you could also use. All right, here we go. I'm going to use the text evidence from my story to wrap this whole thing up, but you can choose to come up with another sentence or use the one on the blue paper. Okay. If there was, my pen's running out, sorry. No trash, the oceans and streams would be clean. If there was no trash, the oceans and streams would be clean. And I'm just gonna say, and the air would be fresh. Period. All right, go ahead and take your blue paper and check off the 5th box. We have 5, actually 6, great sentences. We've hit each one of these bullet points. Before you go ahead and move this to the done pile, what I do want you to do is I want you to get this yellow checklist that we put to the side a little bit earlier, and I want you to make sure that all of your sentences have the beginning of your sentences have capital letters. I want you to make sure your spaces are nice. Word wall, well, that's in class. And I want you to be sure that you have punctuation, okay? Please go through, because Mrs. Cooley and I definitely check off if you don't have capital letters and if you don't have punctuation. All right, great job, everybody.